It is easier to carry an empty cup than one that is filled to the brim. The sharper the knife, the easier it is to dull. The more wealth you possess, the harder it is to protect. Pride brings its own trouble. When you have accomplished your goal, simply walk away. This is the pathway to heaven. In this chapter, we are talking a lot about the dangers of excess and the wisdom of knowing when enough is enough. There is a concept out there called the law of diminishing returns. This law, which is often used in mathematics, business, science, or economics, to name a few, states that in many matters, there is a point where the gains or profits realized from more investment of money, time, or effort become diminished relative to the money, time, or effort that will be required to realize these returns. For example, an owner of a toothpaste factory may assume that he or she could double production by doubling the amount of workers in the factory. However, they may discover that there is just not enough work in the factory to efficiently employ that many workers, leading to diminished returns. I saw another example of diminishing returns when I was working as an audiovisual technician. For those of you who don't know, these are the guys who run the lights, projectors, slides, and microphones whenever you go to a large event. Working in audiovisual, or AV, we often joked about the fact that most of our effort went towards improvements that only we would notice. It can be tempting to get very granular in a job like AV, in an attempt to get the audio just perfect, or the lighting placement perfect, or any number of other things. And there are some productions where this sort of thing really does matter. But especially in live events, the truth is that almost nobody will notice anything about the audiovisual elements unless something goes horribly wrong, such as the lights not turning on in time, or the microphones ringing. There comes a point in AV when added effort just stops contributing significantly to the experience of the customer. You see diminishing returns in many areas of life. Tao Te gives us a couple examples. It's harder to drink out of a cup that is full to the brim. A sharp knife is useful for many tasks, but an overly sharp knife loses its durability. Amassing more and more wealth leads to more headaches. Our brains are wired to think that more of a good thing is always better, but this is not the case. There comes a point when enough is just enough. When I first started making videos, I was a total perfectionist, and because of the time it would take me to actually get a video out, not to mention the stress, I would just stop uploading for months at a time because it just felt so overwhelming. Since then, I've tried to adopt a done is better than perfect approach. Sure, the production quality of my videos is nowhere near that of other channels out there, but at least I'm doing it now, and I can improve the quality as I go. There's an old saying in writing that projects are never finished, only due. There is always something you could do to make a project better, but eventually you just have to be able to know when to call it a day. I think this is mainly a function of intuition, at least that's how it is for me. Whatever the case, knowing when enough is an important life skill, and one of the many virtues of the Tao. If you have any questions or comments about this video, leave them in the comments or come pop into the Discord. But until then, I'll see you tomorrow for Chapter 10. Peace and blessings.